Welcome back to Statistical Films. I'm your host, Coach Evans, and today we're going to give you our Ravens Jets preview. Now, Jets sitting at 3-8. Ravens are riding a 4-game winning streak, hoping to go to 5 and get over 500. The comparison of the teams it ain't gonna be great. It ain't gonna be great, but we're gonna give you what the Jets have done over the course of their 11 games. Give you what the Ravens done over the course of their 11 games, and quite frankly, the Ravens it ain't been great either, but it's been good as of late. And we'll talk about the matchups and how I feel like the matchups will play out when we look at our PFF sheet and look at that. Then we'll also get into like the leaders for the Jets and look at their numbers so far. Brees Hall, leading receiver, leading tackler, things like that. So I appreciate you guys coming back. Welcome back to Sip the Tally Films, and this is our Ravens Jets preview. Run that intro. So we'll start off with the Ravens and Jets offense. Now, I did change it up. This is not the actual numbers. These are the rankings that they are in the NFL. Because I wanted to make my offensive chart and my defensive chart similar and sync up so you can see the numbers, as a comparison of offense and defense. So we used to start off with the actual numbers, but this is the actual rankings 1 through 32. And keep in mind, you want to be number 1 on here. The lower number, the better. All right. So points per game. The Ravens are 10th, Jets 25. And remember, you want to be the lower number. We're in the top 10 in points per game, even though we started off terrible. I guess we were scoring a lot of points early in the year. Yards per game, 21st. They're 29th. Ain't a whole lot of difference in the yards per game. Touchdowns scored offensively. We have 13. We're 13th and they're 28th. We're 13 in scoring touchdowns. They're 28th in scoring touchdowns. Remember, the lower number, the better. Passing yards per game. Both of us are not very good. They're last and we're 29th. So throwing the ball around hadn't been great yard-wise for us and hadn't been great yard-wise or touchdown-wise for them. But yard-wise for us, it hadn't been great. But Lamar got 16, 17 touchdowns, somewhere up in there. Rushing yards per game. We're 4th, they're 5th. So they can run the ball, and Justin Fields helped with that a lot because he's a running quarterback as well. Sacks allowed, they're 4th, we're 9th in allowing sacks. Then explosive runs, they're 3rd in explosive runs, we're 2nd. So running the football has been both of these teams' forte, and then both teams do a good job of getting explosive runs, which is 10 plus yard runs throughout the season in these 11 games so far. Let's look at the defensive side and see how it matches up. All right, we go to the defensive side. And again, the lower number is better. The lower number is better. So points per game, we're 23rd, they're 27th. I don't really like us being that low. One thing I'm going to try to do is to try to remember this number and keep up with it and see if it goes up throughout the week. Yards per game, we're 26th, they're 20th. So they're better at that than us. Touchdowns allowed, we're 16th, they're 23rd. So we're better at them at that. Yards per game allowed, they're 12th, we're 24th. So they don't allow a lot of passing yards. Well, not a lot, but they're a little bit above middle of the pack in that category. I mean, look at rush yards per game. Allowed. We're 20th, they're 23rd. And then I got sacks allowed, but that's not sacks allowed. That's actual sacks. We're 29th, they're 27th. They get out the quarterback better than us, which is crazy. Crazy. And then explosive runs allowed, we're 18th, they're 22nd. So we're on the good part of actually having explosive runs, but we're also allowing explosive runs. Both teams are doing that. Let's take a look at the matchups with our offense versus defense chart versus the New York Jets. All right, looking at us offensively versus their defensive front, mainly in the nickel package, because that's what we're going to be in. We're going to be in 11 personnel a lot. They're probably going to counter with nickel. And keep in mind, they lost Quentin Williams. They do have the other Williams brother. They got McDonald and Johnson on the edge. You got Sherwood. But their defensive line versus our offensive line would probably be a push, honestly. I have very little faith in the offensive line. I used to only have faith in 2 guys, but now as a whole, I have very little faith in the offensive line. Very little. Do they do enough to get the job done? Yes, but I want them to be good, and we're not consistent enough to consider ourselves good, especially not top 5 like Mr. AQ Shipley said yesterday on the Pat McAfee show. It's more so Mina's opinion is a lot better than AQ's at this point, and we just not very good up front. Linderbaum is graded out the highest at almost 80, and then on their defensive line, Briggs is the highest graded over there at 72. When you look at the wide receivers, old Brandon Stevens. Brandon Stevens he was the target for opposing receivers when he played with us last year. I would figure that he may be that target this year, even though he was their best corner this year. Even when they had Sauce, he was having the better games. Now Sauce is the better player overall and probably got a bigger upside. So I understand why the coach did what they did. But just this year alone, Brandon Stevens was playing some decent football. We're going to test that out this week and see, especially in the quick game. We're going to test that out and see if he can handle D-Hop, if he can handle Zay, if he can handle maybe even Tez. Maybe see if he can run with Tez. And they got Tylan Wallace on the thing right here, but I don't think Tylan Wallace is going to start. I think you're going to see a lot of more 12 personnel with Andrews and Likely out there. Obviously, we got Lamar in the backfield, which you can't see, and Derrick Henry back there as well. So if you're looking at this right here, I'll give us the advantage simply off of the tight ends and Lamar and Derrick Henry. They lost Quentin Williams. They lost Sauce. I think those were their 2 best players next to Quentin's brother Williams. And I think we should have a field day versus them running the ball. We should. I say should, but we play down the competition over here a lot. Let's flip this over to the defensive side for us. All right. Got them in their nickel package. And they got Tyrod is starting with Breece Hall as their running back. And Breece Hall has been doing an amazing job so far this year. Looked like he wanted to get traded, but they never did pull the trigger on it. So he's still there with them. They got Mason Taylor from LSU, John Mechie, Johnson and Williams. I like our matchups versus them. You got former Baltimore Raven, John the Simpson, which y'all know that joke. If you've been here a while, you know that joke. Hopefully he'll stay on the ground a lot, and Travis Jones can introduce themselves to John Simpson and Myers and Tipman. Him and Jenkins can shut that run down. Hopefully we get some pass rush out of Jones and Van Noy and Trent Simpson. And then the linebackers Buchanan and Smith. And I think our DBs have the advantage right there. Wiggins, I think Marlowe is playing. We're gonna look at the injury report here in a minute. Hamilton, that's listed as a nickel, even though that's probably Marlin, because Owuzie has been playing some really, really good football. Then on the back end, you got Starks and Gilman. Let's look at the injury report real quick and see who's trending toward playing Sunday. All right, the final injury report has came out. The only people that are out is Rashad Bateman and Keon Martin. Kyle Hamilton full practice, Justice Hill full practice, Marlon Humphrey full practice, Lamar full practice, Likely full practice, Roquan full practice, Ronnie Stanley full practice, and Voorhees full practice. So all those who thought there was a glimmer of hope that you might see a different offensive lineman in there because Voorhees was hurt, sorry, same 5. Don't hold your breath. But we should be good to go on the injury front. As far as missing Bateman, he ain't did a lot this year. Keon Martin was one of the special teams demons that have been playing good football. But since they've activated Tez, they've been using Tez as one of those gunners to go along with Jackson as well. So on the injury front, we should be good to go. No injury that kind of scares or concerns me based off of Friday's report. And this is the final injury report before the game come out. All right, and lastly, what I want to do is hit you with some statistical leaders for the Jets so you kind of know what's going on. As far as quarterback-wise, Justin Fields was the starter. He was 2-9 as a starter. Had 1,259 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Just wasn't getting the job done, though. You look at what that's almost 1,300 yards in 9 games. That's a little over 100 yards a game. That ain't gonna work. So now you have Tyrod. So far this year, he started 1 game. He's 43 for 69, 379 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So we're getting an old familiar foe in Tyrod Taylor. As far as running the ball, we know Breece Hall is their number 1. He has 722 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Justin Fields is second with 383. He has 4 touchdowns, but again, he may have a package. Don't count Fields out. Fields may have a package. Even though Tyrod started, Fields may have a package, especially around the goal line or short yardage stuff. As far as receiving, we know their big gun is Garrett Wilson. He has 36 catches, so he does lead the team. Second person is Mason Taylor, rookie tight end from LSU with 276. Garrett also has the most touchdowns for him. That's 4. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people with 1 touchdown, 1 receiving touchdown apiece. Defensively, let's look at the defense. Interceptions. Who leads them in interceptions? That can't be right. They don't have interception. Do the Jets not have interception? This can't be right. This can't be right. The Jets don't have 1 interception. That's crazy. According to this, they don't have a interception at all. Passes defended. You got Brandon Stevens with 7. Sacks. Will McDonald with 7. Jermaine Johnson with 3. Quincy Williams with 2.5. Tackles. Jermaine Sherwood leads them at 89 with Brandon Stevens second with 59. TFLs. Will McDonald with 8. Quentin Williams, who no longer plays there, with 7. His brother Quincy Williams, who's still there, with 6. And then QB hits, Will McDonald leads that as well with 12. So those are the statistical leaders for the New York Jets. On paper, we should handle business. On paper, we should handle business. But you know, the games are played for a reason. There's something about every team that scares me. Them stopping the run is what scares me this week, even though they're going to have to commit a lot of resources to do that. So guys will get one-on-one opportunities outside. So hopefully they can make Brandon Stevens and company pay for being in man coverage. So prediction-wise, again, like I just said, this game kind of scares me. But I think if we handle our business early, this gets away from them. And I'll go 40 to 13. 40 to 13 Ravens on this one. And I think second quarter, third quarter, we start to spread the gap and widen it out and kind of put them away. And this may be one of the games where Lamar gets to come out early and Snoop gets some action. And if that happens, I would suggest some of them other O-linemen get some action as well with Snoop. Emory Jones, maybe being Cleveland, maybe Bullock, you know, somebody, so we can see what they got. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all for coming out. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. Like the video, subscribe if you've not done so. Hit the bell so you can be notified when the rest of this content drops, and hype it up. Hype it up. Hype the video up. That button is down below somewhere. Hype the video up and help us grow, man. I need you guys to help us grow so we can get more people out there and get more people into the Sippers community, and then we can grow like that as a family. Peace, y'all.